I don't know if you saw Larry Fink in this most arrogant letter to his shareholders and his people, and really it's to the world. He released it yesterday. He thinks he's the world leader. Nobody elected him, but he is probably the most powerful man on the planet, and he knows it. Yesterday, he talked about what we've done in Ukraine, all of our companies, it's going to change the world, and this is the future. Listen to this. Quote, these actions taken by the private sector demonstrate the power of capital markets, how the markets can provide capital to those who constructively work within the system, and how quickly those markets can deny it to those who operate outside of it. If you don't think that this is the Great Reset and they're going to tell you exactly what to do, you are out of your mind. They're clearly telling you this. And it's not about Russia. It's about everything. And I have more on that coming up later. But back to West Virginia. The Senate, the House, they have passed it. Now it is going for the governor's signature. He has said that he is going to sign it. He's the West Virginia governor, Jim Justice. And would you do me a favor and would you call Governor Jim Justice and thank him for doing the right thing for him and the people of West Virginia, or for his state and the people of West Virginia. If you're in West Virginia, your governor needs to hear a big thank you for signing this bill as early as maybe today or over the weekend. He is expected to sign it before the deadline of March 30th, and it is critical in West Virginia that the governor hears thank you for doing the right thing and signing this anti-ESG law. Critical, West Virginia. Please make that call. As I said, there's a statement, a letter that was written by one of the leaders of the Great Reset, and it is truly terrifying. I will send it out, tweet it out, and post it at glennbeck.com. But it tells you exactly where the world is headed. And it is headed for the Great Reset. And if you think that this will not affect you, it will. Remember, the idea is we got to get everybody healthy. We got to save the planet. We have to be social justice warriors. If you step out of line, let me give you this. If everybody's in it for health because we all owe health responsibilities to one another, and the way to do that is to just make your life miserable until you get healthy, do you think your digitized, programmable, personal Fed coin, do you think it's going to allow people like me to buy ice cream when I'm at the store? I might have a limit because it's programmable to me. And if they have everything about me, they know that I could lose a few lbs, fatty. Do you really think that it is in the community's best interest that we eat like we eat? When I go in and buy things, you don't think that they're going to limit? Of course they will. Of course they will. And this is all going to be done in the name of inflation. That's going to be the latest real trouble. And not just inflation. Did you hear what President Biden said yesterday? I'm sure we have this. Yes, cut 3. Listen to this from President Biden yesterday.
With regard to food shortage, yes, we did talk about food shortages. And it's going to be real. The price of these sanctions is not just imposed upon Russia. It's imposed upon an awful lot of countries as well, including European countries and our country as well.
Did you hear that? Significant food shortages, not just on Ukraine or Russia, but on the rest of the world, including America. If I may, please, when you're at a store, buy 2 of anything you can buy 2 of. I'm not asking you to hoard. That is going to become very unpopular. And I don't want you to panic. I just want you to go out, and if something is on sale or you're buying macaroni and cheese and you need 1 box, buy 2. And every time you go shopping, buy 2 of whatever it is that you need. Instead of 1, just start with that. Buy 2 and only use 1. Everything, forget about food shortages, which are coming. Inflation is going to be outrageous by this time next year. I have no idea. Food shortages and inflation. I guarantee you, just by not panicking, just by buying 2 every time you go shopping and only using 1, by this time next year, you will have made more money in just what you're saving, because you can dip into your food shortage. You will make more money just on that food that you have, and the food that you are now, the money you're saving by not buying that food at the high price. It will boggle your mind how much you're saving. You won't be able to make that much money on anything else that you could buy. It is something that you really, truly need to consider. I want to give you something else. There is a good friend of mine who knows this kind of stuff. He wrote last night. Let me see if I can find it here. He wrote a list of what everybody should be looking into. Gosh, where is it? But he is talking about wheat. Even water is going up if you want to store water. But wheat, pasta, olive oil. I'll give you the full list later on in the program, but that's important to do. And of course, if you're gonna buy a new car, look at Stu. How long have you waited? How long is it? You just passed your 7-month anniversary.
7-month anniversary of my new car order. Very exciting. It's in that wonderful state of waiting to be plucked from the dealership.
And you're
which at some point I think would theoretically
But you don't even
happen.
know what it's going to cost, so you may not even buy it because you don't even know what it's going to cost you.
My understanding is the way the rules work among these dealerships is the parent company gets to tell them they can't sell new cars for exorbitant prices.
Oh,
so
that would be gouging.
Now, what the dealerships have discovered is, let's just say a new car comes in, one in high demand. What they can do is sell it to a close friend or confidant.
Wow.
Who can then sell it back to them as a used car, which they can then charge.
Are they
massive,
actually doing that?
That's happening all over the country.
Oh, that's so bad.
Yeah, a car comes in, it costs $50,000. You sell it, or you sell it to the person for $50,000 MSRP. They sell it back to you for a slight markup, let's say $52,000. Then you put it on your lot for $70,000 as a used car, because no one can get cars. So they're massively in demand.
Unbelievable.
All these features can't come. Some of them are now they're starting to deliver some cars, but without the features, without the things that you ordered.
All you have to do is put the chips in. I mean, I know Ford. I think it's Ford is doing this with trucks. That they're trucks that are loaded with all the features. They're missing the chips. So the truck runs, just a lot of the stuff that
you don't have
wanted.
a wireless charger for your phone, for
Correct.
example. And again, can you drive a car without a wireless charger?
Of course you can.
Certainly. However, when you buy a new car, you order it a certain way, you want it to come in that way.
Yeah, good
and
luck.
A lot of the reason why people upgrade their cars is not necessarily because the car has issues with it running better. They want to get the new technology. They want to make their lives a little bit easier. So
that's about to change, everybody. But just want to let you know.
Yeah, I know. It does. And
we're at the best of this. Remember when everybody said, Americans are just going to have to learn to do with less. They're going to have to. I guarantee you, a year from now, we're going to look back at this time of the COVID period and go, those are good times.
Yeah. Well,
we will.
And I will say the car that I ordered would actually put me into negative territory on my ESG score. They will actually think I'm running a power plant at my home, a coal power plant is running in my backyard.
Wow.
So my ESG score is going to suck.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, did you see this story? This is from a couple years ago, but the credit card that will not.
Oh, yeah.
You buy a certain amount of things over the year and you cross your carbon footprint limit.
Shuts it off.
It will not let you buy anything anymore.
Oh, really? That's crazy. What?
I know.
That's a financial instrument that is cutting you off?
Now,
what? That'll never happen.
In theory, with this card, they're like, oh, it's just for environmentalists who want it. But guess what? The technology already exists, and it has existed for multiple years.
By the way, yeast, flour, all-purpose flour, rice, beans, sugar, olive oil, pasta, oatmeal. Okay? Just a quick list of things you're really going to want to do. By the way, you can get them on Amazon right now and not be called a freak. A Faraday bag for your phone. Don't want your phone tracked? Put it in a Faraday bag. You can find them on Amazon.